Hi everyone, I want to give you a brief rundown of what to do for Module 2 for class. Module 2 is going to be due February 18th, which is on a Sunday, and of course if you run into any problems, let me know. What to read, this is on your own. This is just something to kind of help you out as we go. What we're looking at is the punctuation chapter that is in the online copy of your grammar textbook. Now again, remember, you don't have to print this out or anything. You can read it online and just kind of take notes from there. Things that you need to look at in print. Now, you don't actually have to print this stuff if you are good at reading online, but what I have here is this is a PDF file. These two are links, and I'm going to show you what they are. The PDF file, when you click on it, it's going to bring you to another page that allows you to download this checklist. And what this checklist is it's a checklist for evaluating sources. We're looking for sources that are credible, accurate, reasonable, and that have support. And then you're also, okay, I just had some students come in, so I may be repeating myself a little bit, but we're also looking at the design and style of the website, and if you can figure out the purpose of the site, when the site was last updated, who is the intended audience, and are there links provided to more information, what percentage of the links all still work. Now this is not an exact science, okay? Some of these things you will be able to write an exact answer for, some of these things you will not. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go to, here is an article right here from the Associated Press. I'm just going to click on it, and what it's got for me is it has the name of the article here. It's published by the Associated Press. I don't see a writer for this particular article, but if I keep scrolling down, I was thinking there would be some copyright information. This is copyrighted 2018 to Microsoft, so this is a little bit different from what you might ordinarily look for, but this is an article that's from MSN, and it's through the Associated Press. So what I would do for this, the publishing or sponsoring organization, you can put MSN, Associated Press, you could put Microsoft. What are the author's credentials? We don't know because they didn't list the author. Is the author/producer an authority on the subject? Again, we don't know. And we also don't know the author-producer's contact information. So there's a lot of stuff that we don't know about this particular article. So what I would probably do with this is I would either look for another article. I really don't like using MSN and places like that. I want to use, instead of using an MSN link, I would rather go to the Associated Press itself. Okay, and from here, if you're interested in the article on Harley-Davidson, then from here you could do a search. And this is not the one that I was looking for, so you might have to do a more specific search. Yeah, this is still not giving me what I was looking for. Let me go back. So what I did, it says Harley-Davidson stock tanks amid plan to shut down plant. So I'm going to go again to Associated Press. And I'm going to look for Davidson stock. And I'm just not finding it. Ordinarily, these would be very easy to find, but for some reason it's not. But, so in this case, if I can't find the original source of something, I'm not likely to use it because I want to be able that I can find an original source. Here is something from Business Insider. And again, this is MSN News, and it's through Business Insider. So I'm going to click on Business Insider and see if I can find the article. And again, this is just looking like a lot. Here we go with the Harley-Davidson stocks right here. So the problem is that the way this was written, I couldn't search exactly what I was looking for earlier, but now we have an author. It's written by Seth Archer. It was published January 30th, 2018. And instead of having the title that it had a few minutes ago, this has a different title on it, but it's about the same subject. So now I have an article that has an author, and it's got some information down here. I've got it copyrighted to the Business Insider instead of just to Microsoft. I've got links. I've got ways to contact, not necessarily contact the author, but I've got ways to contact the company if I have questions about it. So I would be much more likely to use this article than I would to use the other article, just because it has all of that different information that you're looking for. So with the CARS checklist, evaluating sources, what you're going to do is you're going to look at this and you're going to look at it in comparison to, let me go back to our modules. What this article says about evaluating online sources. This is just an internet article about evaluating sources. And you're going to compare it to, hold on, let me go back to modules. I do not like the way a lot of this stuff is set up. So you're also going to compare it to how to use Wikipedia. This is a brochure about Wikipedia and how to use it as a source, which a lot of times is not recommended. But this article says if you want to use Wikipedia as a source, know what you're doing with it. Now, evaluating websites. This is a file right here that is going to help you evaluate. Let me get it. It's going to help you evaluate these particular websites. There are 8 of them, okay? You're only going to choose 3. And here's the thing. If you're not able to open this document, it pretty much contains the same information as the other document that I just had up. Go back out to modules and I'll show you. It contains pretty much the same information as the CARS checklist. So I do not care if you use evaluating sites or the CARS checklist. Use one of those 2. If you use the checklist, you're going to have to print 3 copies of it. If you use this, you just print 1 copy and fill it out. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, I have 5 websites here. And I have, I only want you to do 3 of them. So I want you to look at 3 of these websites and do an evaluation on them. That's what the first assignment is. So that covers the first assignment for Module 2, which is due February 18th. The second one is called Fake News. And it's talking about satire and how a lot of times news uses satire to be able to prove a point without actually saying something outright. If you look at things like Saturday Night Live, what they are is they are a satire show where they're using satire to get a point across. Especially if you look at their news segment that they do with Colin Jost and Michael Che, that is definitely a satire where they're taking the actual news and they're sort of spinning it around a little bit. So what I want you to do for this discussion post is I want you to find a meme that shows a warning label that should go without saying, or find a satire news article about people dying. I know that's pretty morbid, but the point is a lot of times death statistics are printed out to show to help support your agenda. Right now, if you were to look up Tide Pods, you would find a lot of articles about however many people have died eating Tide Pods, but we're not sure if those are actually true statistics or if those are just urban legend type statistics that are not accurate. So what you want to do is you want to find something that's either a meme like this one that says, do not hold the wrong end of the chainsaw. You should know not to hold the wrong end of the chainsaw. So it is a satire. Or find a satire news article about people dying in a weird way. I have an article linked. Let me make sure this article still works. It's through The Onion, and it says, study, 0% of people die from getting fingers lodged in bowling ball and being dragged down the lane. And then it has the article about how not a single person ever died doing this. So it's sort of a satire, play on what we see happening in cartoons and stuff a lot of times. So that is what our fake news is. You're looking at something called satire, and I have an explanation of that up here. We go back out to my modules. The very last thing that you'll need to do for this particular module, which is due February 18th, is you're going to revise your diagnostic essay. If you have not written your diagnostic essay, I strongly encourage you to get it turned in because I need it. I'm turning all of this on so that you can see it. I really need you to get it turned in so that you can do the next part of the assignment, because without the diagnostic essay, you can't do the diagnostic revision. So deadline that I have on all of this is February 18th. However, because this is the type of class that it is, if you run into any problems with it, let me know, and we'll set everything up so that I can give you an extension on anything, or if you need to come by class or email me to ask about these particular assignments, you can do that anytime, okay? So my email is Amy, NSAMYENNIS, @cltcc.edu. Just let me know if you need anything. Thanks.